Today, I would like to address the number one question that I get asked about alcohol in my DMs. So I'm not the best at replying to direct messages just because, there's a lot of them. And sometimes I pre-apologize. It takes me a week and a half sometimes to get back to people. So here I am going to answer the number one question I get regarding my journey with alcohol. A lot of people have the impression that I was a disaster, that I was a mess when I quit drinking. That's not necessarily true. I was actually running two businesses at the time, on my own, and I just knew that alcohol was holding me down. I knew too much about vibration. I was a law of attraction coach already, and alcohol was the one thing that was holding me back. And I was very aware of this. And I no longer had peace with drinking. So I was trying so hard to keep it. I loved red wine. That was my thing, guys. Red wine. I could turn down anything else. I just really didn't want to give it up. So I tried all the things. I tried drinking organic. I tried moderation. I tried drinking beer at one point because I knew I didn't like it. Just to keep alcohol in my life in some form. And that didn't work. I would have a beer and then I would order a glass of wine. So that didn't work out for me. But at the end of the day, I had been mostly sober for years by the time I decided to quit. When I would drink, my problem was this. So I would drink and I'm a lightweight. So I would have a problem stopping at an appropriate point. So even you guys, 3 glasses for me, I'm a little person. I'm 5 foot tall. For those of you who haven't seen me in person, I'm a tiny person. So I would get drunk, like 3 glasses for somebody else versus me, I couldn't handle it like other people could. And then I wasn't able to, I might even have a full bottle, at my size. That's not good. So I could go a long time between drinking, but when I would drink, I didn't have that stop button. Does that make sense? So that was my relationship with alcohol. I was already barely drinking. At the end of the day, I knew too much. I knew it was dragging me down, stopping me from being the best version of myself. I knew about frequency and vibration. I taught it. And here I am keeping this thing in my life that was lowering my vibration every day. It didn't make sense. I no longer had peace with it. And one day, this was a little over 3.5 years ago, that I decided to abstain from alcohol permanently. And I knew that I knew that I knew that I knew that I knew I was no longer going to drink alcohol again. Like, it was an energetic shift. And I think the reason that happened for me is because I had for years already attempted to moderate and, things that weren't working for me, that I knew I was done. And you guys, that's something to keep in mind about addiction or simply a bad habit. Nobody really quits until they're sick of themselves, 100% committed. Like, I got sick of losing quality sleep because of alcohol. It was not worth the trade-off. Even when I did not have a hangover, let's say I had 1 glass of wine, I could tell the next morning, I just wasn't as high vibing. And that became so much more important to me than, having a glass of wine or two with friends the night before. My vibration, my frequency, all of that became way more important. So I hope that clears things up. Yeah, I didn't do AA. I didn't do rehab. I just was, actually probably drinking less than anyone I knew when I decided to quit drinking alcohol. And I had decades, though, of drinking. I started drinking as a teenager. And yes, I did stupid stuff. I made bad decisions while drinking. I got a DUI even in, I believe it was 2008, 2008 or 2009. I'm trying to remember. But at the end of the day, drinking just wasn't serving me any longer. You don't have to be a disaster. You don't have to be a mess to decide, hey, I'm going to let go of drinking. You could just want to feel better and look better You guys, like I lost weight. My skin was looking really bad when I was drinking, it dries you out. It imbalances your hormones. There were I knew too much. I just knew too much about alcohol. There's a great book called Alcohol Explained, written by William Porter. And I read that when I was getting my addiction recovery certification. And wow, there's just things in there that you can't unknow. So if you are interested, let's say you're sober curious, I highly recommend reading that book because it expands your mind and you can't really trick yourself anymore into thinking you're doing a good thing by keeping alcohol. So that's if you're ready to quit. I would definitely recommend that. Is probably the book that really pushed me out of my madness, the insanity of, trading off feeling good just for an hour or two of having a buzz and hanging out with friends, drinking. I still hang out with my friends. I still have a blast. In the beginning, it's a little bit difficult, but it just takes practice because you're used to, it's a habit. It's just a habit, you guys. So, of course, other people, they are much worse off with alcohol than I was. So that's why I wanted to clear that up. I was successful. I was highly functional. I just had that inner voice, my intuition, that sneaking suspicion that, man, my life is going to blow up and get better once I finally let go of alcohol that was just no longer serving me in any way, shape, or form. It was only dragging me down. So I hope that answers your questions. And if that relates to you, maybe I planted a seed. Maybe if you're sober curious, do me a favor, hit subscribe, and like, comment, share this with your friends if you've been considering, letting go of alcohol. I do inspirational videos like this on a regular basis on all of my platforms. So please help me with visibility. I would really appreciate that if you comment, like, and subscribe and share. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch. I hope you have a wonderful day.